Big salute everyone. What's going on? Knicks Real Talk pregame preview. Knicks achieving against Cleveland. Knicks and Cleveland Cavaliers at MSG at 1 o'clock Saturday matinee, man. We're going to get it popping, get into all this Knick talk and all that good stuff. I got a special guest with me for the first few minutes. We got Mr. Woodbridge with me, man. KJ Dad holding it down with me. We're going to talk Knicks. We're going to get into all that, man. Then we got a game at 1 o'clock. Mr. Woodbridge, how you doing today?
How you doing today, sir? Nice to be here with you.
Likewise, I appreciate it, man. Yes, sir. We got to get into it, man. Talk this Knick talk, man. Right now, Knicks got a game day, 1 o'clock, 5 games left. We're going to get into it, break down the injury report, the starting lineup, and all the other news and notes going around. But, season almost over. We got 5 games left, man. Ups and downs, peaks and valleys season. But, some good things, some bad things. But for the first and foremost, salute to the chat and everybody where you streaming them from. Thanks for coming in, joining the show, being with us. We ready to talk it, man. I'm ready to get into this game today. Cleveland Cavaliers. All going to be a playoff team. They fighting for the 5th, 6th spot. Had a pretty good year down in Cleveland, man. So they're going to be there, but we're not. But and we looking forward to another season. But anyway, let's get into it, Mr. Woodbridge. How you doing today?
Yeah, fine, and you, sir.
Yeah, I'm good, man. I appreciate you coming on, man. Like I said, season almost over for us, man. We had a up and down, peaks and valleys season, but it is what it is. It didn't pan out the way we wanted it to. But we look forward to another day, and hopefully the Knicks can get back into it next season and have a better season this year. But we've seen some promising things, but we've seen some disappointing things. But overall, it is what it is, though.
Knicks had some promising things at OP Toppin, got some promising players. Knicks is to be playing together for another year. Just need some consistency. Knicks is love the Knicks, good 3-quarter team. Sometimes the fourth quarter, turnovers here, a few turnovers there. But they can put the whole 48 minutes together. Knicks will have some more wins.
Yeah, absolutely. I agree. That the turnovers and the free throw shooting was abysmal this year. We did not shoot good from the charity stripe this year. We was 60%, 70%, some games 50%. I think the Knicks would have won 10 more games alone if they would have hit their free throws in some of these games this year. So that is something they got to work on in the offseason. RJ Barrett, Mitchell Robinson, if he comes back, they need to go in the offseason and really fine-tune their free throw shooting. And but we got a lot of young talent down there, so I'm really looking forward to it. Going into next season, I really am, and I think that they got a nice young talent. They might got to do a little bit of fine tuning the team, with some of these veteran guys, who they're going to keep, who they're not going to keep. But overall, I'm pretty excited about what they got moving forward.
Next team might move in the right direction. They do. I hope they keep Mitchell Robinson. A lot of teams interested in, a little trade capital there. No telling what they can get to go along with Julius Randle, good coach Tom Thibodeau. I know today's game against the Cleveland Cavaliers does help their crosstown rivals, of the Knicks could knock off Cleveland. That's helped the Brooklyn Nets as far as getting a position in the playoffs. So it was New York love for both New York. Let's see what happens at 1 o'clock today. Interesting game.
Yeah, absolutely. It really is. I think that Cleveland got that front line out there. I think Jared Allen might be out, but them guys been rolling with almost a 7-foot front line the whole season with Jared Allen, Evan Mobley, and Laurie Markkinen at the 3. You almost got a 6'11" dude at the 3 this year.
Yeah, Evan Mobley. Sorry, Evan Mobley said he's gonna be the rookie of the year this year, and that Allen being out, that kind of hurt him a little bit. Should be a good matchup for the Knicks today. Knicks, yeah, I don't know who's favored, but I think the Knicks have a good chance of winning this game.
Yeah, absolutely. I know Randall's going to be out with the quad injury. He's going to be out today, so I think Obi Toppin will start today for the Knicks. Which is good to see. I want to see him. I was hoping that the rest of the, being that we eliminated from the playoffs, you kind of want these guys to go the rest of the way and let the young guys get the development, get the growth of development, and let them be able to go out, close out the season playing a lot of minutes. That way they can go into the summertime training camp, looking forward to improve their game and come back next year even better. So that's what I'm hoping that Tom Thibodeau do is let, now that we're officially out of it, we kind of know what Randall, Evan Fournier, and all these guys can do. Let RJ and Mitch and Obi Toppin and Grimes, all these young guys, just play, man, and get that experience for the last 5 games. I think it'll help them out going to the offseason.
Yeah, continuity is good. Playing together is good. Like you said, go to the summer, just staying in the gym. That's good. Next year to come out a year more mature. Let's just see what happens.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, because I think this year we fight way for it. They didn't get a lot of minutes at the beginning. And I think that kind of, set them back a little bit, but Tom Thibodeau was playing to win at the same time. He believed that they wasn't ready at the beginning of the year, but because of injuries and COVID and everything, he allowed the guys to get in here, get their minutes, and they started producing like Quentin Grimes. He earned his spot. I think Manuel quickly came along real well this year, and I think Obi has some good improvement this year. So I'm hoping that these guys go into all season and work hard, man, and come back with really motivated next year.
Good point about Grimes. Grimes is very inspirational when he didn't get out there and played. He hustled, rebound, defended. Yes.
Mm-hmm.
And the big boy, what's his name? Number 45, the big center.
Sims.
What's his name?
Jericho Sims.
Yes, Sims. A lot of activity on the board. Jumping. Good defense. Hope he gets more playing time too. Very, very active young player.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I'm excited. I really am, man. You know, we've been watching Knicks a long time, man, and this is one of the seasons I'm most excited about because I think Scott Perry and them did a good thing with the organization. They put us in a good place. A lot of infrastructure there. I mean, we got a lot of flexibility. We got picks. We got aspiring contracts. So I just think they're in a good situation with the way they formatted this thing, where you got at least about 10 young players, and we got some contract that's aspiring. You could bring in somebody else if you need to. But I think overall, going forward, I think the Knicks are in a good situation with the organization. Man, I think they really did a good job with since Scott Perry been there to me, and now you added Leon Rose and them guys and Tom Thibodeau. I think the future still looks good for us, though.
Future looks bright. Young players get a nice older player, young good locker room guy to get in the guys' heads. Madison Square Garden still the best place to go see a basketball game. Now, although I mean, it's a very exciting place. Putting an exciting team out there, and it'd be good. Be good for New York.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, and we do need it. You know what I mean? But we're coming off a 41 win last year and making the playoffs of this year, missing it. But I mean, I don't think it was because of the way the team was constructed. I just think that the injuries and with the Kemba Walker situation probably, and the injuries at the beginning of the year, and a lot of guys really didn't catch fire until the second half of the season because it was a new team. They wasn't acclimated together with each other. But then after that also, we played pretty well in New York. We really did. We played well the second half of the season, but the first half pretty much put us in a tough situation because we was starting to lose games, and we were starting to lose in the standard, and we just couldn't make up with it with all the injuries. Lerns Noel pretty much almost missed the whole season, only 20-something games. Right. The Kemba Walker, Derrick Rose, tough.
Yeah, the injury of Derrick Rose, key. Derrick Rose injury, he could settle the team down. Fourth quarter, a good floor general. Knicks didn't have that. Missing Rose. Rose is, it hurt a little bit not having Derrick Rose there. That's what we need.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. He was a catalyst in that second unit, man. He really did brought some spark and energy there. And missing him was really tough. But and I think that was one of the main reasons why we didn't really get back in there, because we didn't have a pure point guard there. Alex Burks did what he can, having a good second half. He did what he can, but he's not a pure point guard. You kind of want to see him in this position where he could shoot the ball, stretch the floor, shoot the ball from three, drive to the hole without having to depend on getting the ball to the other people. So I think that was pretty tough to put him in the point guard situation because, whether they didn't think Quickly was ready or McBride was ready, but I thought that they should have gave McBride a shot when they had bench Kemba Walker in the beginning of the season. I thought you should have threw that young man in there right there. So by now he probably had a lot more experience in the time he'd been. It would have made a difference for the Knicks, but obviously they didn't do that. But we just got to look for it.
If you're on the team, sometimes you got to put them on the floor, see what they can do. Instead of limiting their minutes. Like I said, Rose being out, I mean, R.J. Barrett had a very decent year. His game has gotten better, matured. Knicks didn't have that real good floor general, to settle the team down. Key mix, pretty much. There's just a team and control the flow.
Yep. Yeah, a little bit, just a little bit of static. I mean, a little bit of hesitation. Sorry, I did it because you were in the car. No, you're fine though. It's not. It's technology. We understand. It's all good. We appreciate you being here with me, man. So thank you so much. I think it's gonna be interesting what they do with Derrick Rose next year. Do these guys come back? I noticed White Falcon said trade D Rose question next year. That's an interesting topic going to be in the offseason. What we're going to do with these guys, Kemba Walker, Nerlens Noel, Derrick Rose. Are these guys coming back? Are they going to try to switch it up and go different? So it's going to be interesting to see what Knicks organization is going to do this summer with these guys out there.
Age is a factor. Sometimes you want to go youth. Age is a factor right there. We're going to see what happens. Correct. And salary, of course. Of course.
Yeah. But I'm overall, I think we're in a good place. I'm excited about it. I really am looking forward to the future. We got the draft coming up, and we got guys going to be out there in the draft that we're going to be looking forward to. Hopefully, we can get if they keep the pick. Right now, I think we projected at 11. Now, all depends what happens by the end of the season. We could move all the way up to 8. Who knows? But I'm interested in what they're going to do with that draft pick, whether they keep it and then move on some of these older guys and just keep them there. It's gonna be, are they gonna trade them?
Leon Rose is a good basketball mind. He just makes some good decisions. Got some good scouts underneath him. I'm quite sure they'll go in the correct direction, which is best for the team. No question.
Yeah, absolutely.
Be interesting to see, like you said.
Yeah, I think Walt Perrin has done a wonderful job with the Knicks, man. He's one of the better scouts of the league, man. I mean, he was down in Utah, got Donovan Mitchell out there. He's got a good eye for talent. I mean, to be able to get Grimes at 25, to be able to get quickly in these guys, man, it shows you what he's made of. So I'm hoping him and the scouting department put their heads together,
right,
and go in there and pick the best guy available and who can make a difference in the team. Whether it be a point guard or wing, who knows? But I think I'm trusting whatever they do. I think they're going to make it work for the Knicks, though.
A lot of talent out there. Just got to find the talent.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. Yeah, I think we. I'm hoping that with the point. I'm hoping quickly get the keys next year, or at least I think it'd be his to lose. Put it like that. I think with him going into the all season getting better. I mean, in 2 years, his maturation is impressive this year, especially. But if he go into the all season, working on honing his skills at the point guard position, working on certain things. I mean, I think you come into training camp with Quickly's job to lose at the point guard, to be honest with you. I think if you have a good offseason.
Well, if they go out there, put him in the summer league out in Vegas, get some more time, get some more control of the team. Yeah, no question about it. He's been familiar with his time by October for training camp to start. No question. Another year underneath his belt, so I'm quite sure Quickly will mature. His game will mature better than be.
Yep, absolutely. Just a little freezing. I'm sorry, but yeah, I think I can see Quickly pointing the man in the point guard as opposed to Alec Burks. So that's why I kind of like where he's going with his game. I really think this man's gonna be special next year. I think sometimes people rush these guys. They still babies to me. They still young, 20, 21. It takes time to get to a certain level. I mean, RJ 21. The man 21. He already on the cusp of being a 20-point game scorer. And I think every year goes by, his maturation just gets more and more. And so I'm looking forward to RJ next year, probably even possible all-star, 23 a game once he work on the free throw shooting, get that under control, get a mid-range game there, and continue working on that three-point shot, because he did come in the league not known as a shooter, but he worked on his game, and now his shooting is better. So I just think that once he gets to that certain level, man, he's going to be a special player as well. So I'm really excited about his maturation moving forward, and Knicks locking him up to a long-term deal and keep that man in New York.
Yeah, from his first year to now, he's definitely worked on the shooting game. Assists, be a little bit, get more players involved. Rebounds, RJ plays good defense, but his game has definitely matured a lot better than when he first started with the Knicks. No question. You can see the increase in his game as far as being much better towards the NBA level. No question.
Yeah, absolutely. Yo, so Marvin, good morning to you as well. Marvin, my man, Marvin, salute to you. Good morning, salute to the chat and everybody. Thanks for coming in today. But yeah, I'm really looking forward to it, man. Like I said, we got 5 games left, and then we just have to get ready to go in there and start looking for summer league, start looking for the draft. Summer league, the lottery. We're gonna be in there. So we just gotta hope for the best. Hope for the best, and hope the Knicks come out on top some way or the other this offseason and improve the team overall better this offseason and go into next year. And try to recap what we didn't do this year, get back to the playoffs and keep developing these young guys. But I do think they're on the right direction. I think they headed in the right direction. So I'm really excited about this team, man. I've been doing this a long time, and I've never seen in so many years where we got the infrastructure in place like this here. I'm pretty happy about that.
Right. Okay. Yes, we're gonna see what happens. Basically, they had a ping pong balls fall, with the lottery. The lottery pick could definitely help us if we get up there, in the top 5. Along with Leon Rose, mastermind, players getting more mature 1 year underneath the belt. Eastern Conference is going to be pretty competitive. Hopefully the Knicks will have more wins next year than what they have this year. That's all, and making the playoffs. With the end games, I think with the playoffs, you got 10 teams right now, so the Knicks could be one of them 10 teams going to the playoffs. Even if they're in game, but that's a goal. Hopefully, it should happen next year. So let's just see what happens.
Yep, absolutely. Yeah, absolutely. I agree with you 100%. And but yeah, like I said, just compared to last year to this year, like I said, I know it's disappointing to a lot of people, but you also got to take the pros and cons with it, the bad and the good. We had some bad moments. We had a lot of bright moments, though. Like I said, the maturation of RJ. To see the young guys starting to perform, I'm really excited about Quentin Grimes. I think he's going to be a special ball player in New York. I think Quentin Grimes, when healthy, is going to be a real special ball player. I think his defense, his three-point shooting, hopefully McBride can unlock his potential in the off season. So it's a bright looking thing here going on. I think we got a strong position in the league at the franchise. We not the laugh out Knicks anymore. You know what I mean? Even with everything went on with Julius Randle this year, we still not the laugh out loud Knicks. We don't got past all that. So now we just got to look forward to a lot of positive energy coming through the Knicks next year, man. But I'm excited about it for sure.
I mean, Obi Topp's exciting playing with the slam dunk championship this year. Seems like his shooting is a lot better, making free throws. Good young talent right there. Just work with that young talent. Let's see what it matures to be on the NBA level, and hopefully be very competitive.
Yes, indeed, absolutely. We're here, Knicks Real Talk, man. We in the building. I got Mr. KJ Events in the building, senior with me right now, holding down while his son is on the wheel of the automobile. But I appreciate you taking time out with me, man. And salute to Shaw Powell. I know he had work. My other partner in crime, he got work holding him down, trying to make the donuts. So it's good, man. But we here, man. Knicks got a game at 1:00 at the world most famous arena against the Cleveland Cavaliers. They fighting for something, so it's gonna be an interesting game because I know Cleveland trying to fight for a position. I think they talking about locking Darius Garland up for a 5-year stitch at $181 million. Yeah. So it look like the Cleveland Cavaliers are going to get that man his money.
Great talent, Garland. Knicks, like I said, Knicks can hold them down, win the games, be competitive, help their crosstown rivals. I know that's kind of, you're not just about to talk Brooklyn Nets, but it is New York. What we're about to do right here in the car with my son, we're going to be back in 5 minutes because we just have to park the car inside the house.
I thank you, Mr. KJ Evans, Mr. Senior. I appreciate you coming and holding down for your son. Thank you so much, man. I'll talk to you later.
Thank you, sir.
All right. Yeah, that was Mr. KJ.
What's up, Real Talk family? I'm driving real quick, but let me leave out. I'm coming right back in. I got something real good for the Knicks Real Talk family that I need to talk to about real quick. And Devon, so get ready for this question. I want you to marinate with. I'll be back in about 10 minutes.
Sounds good. Salute. Yeah, that was KJ on the road with his dad, man. He coming in and be back in a minute. Salute to my man, Shaw Power. Shaw Power's at work today, but he'll probably pop in knowing him, man. Got some loyal brothers that hold it down with me, man. But yeah, I'm looking forward to the game today, man. Nick's going to be at the world most famous arena getting it popping against the Cleveland Cavaliers. Hopefully we go up in this thing and win the game. I know a lot of people might want to lose to get this playoff, this lottery position, but I'm always about winning games, man. But I think no matter which way it happens, it should be good. But salute to everybody this morning, man. I hope you're having a good morning. Everything is good. And that's what it is, man. Let's real quick. Before we get into the game, let's break down the starting lineup, go over all that stuff real quick, man, and then we can get into it and get back into the talk, man. For the Knicks today, starting lineup wise, we do have injury report. I'm sorry, we got Miles McBride out on the injury report. Nerlens Noel's out on the injury report. Julius Randle was out today, resting that quad. Quentin Grimes is out. Derrick Rose is out. Cam Reddish and Kemba Walker is out for the New York Knicks. For the Cleveland Cavaliers today, we got Jared Allen is out. Rondo is out. Evan Mobley is out. Dean Wade is out. Colin Sexton obviously been out for the whole season because of his injury. Starting lineup for the New York Knicks today. Obviously, we got Alex Burks, R.J. Barrett, Evan Fournier, Obi Toppin, and Mitchell Robinson going to be for the Cleveland Cavaliers today. We have, Darius Garland, Okoro, Marketing, Ed Davis, and Kevin Love going to be at the 5 spot today. I hope Mitchell Robinson have a triple-double game tonight against them. So that's what it is on that front for them, man. Injury report and starting lineup for these guys. They will Knicks, like I said, Julius Randle will be out. Obi Toppin will be in the starting lineup. Hopefully Obi get to have a good game today, man. Go out there and run amok on that against Ed Davis. Ed Davis is not a fast guy. He's a strong guy a little bit, but I think Obi Toppin should have his way with Ed Davis if they run the pace today up and down the floor. Let them chase Obi Toppin up and down that floor. I think that'd be good for the Knicks. So I'm really looking forward to that. Absolutely. They are missing key players, so we should be an easy game for us. Are we thinking? I appreciate that, man. Thanks for coming in. Yeah, D-Rock, 3 generations of and it's KJ family, pops, grandpops, and his son. That's always beautiful to see, man. Keep the family growing and everything. But yeah, man, and we got another note. We got my man, happy born day to Mitchell Robinson. Mitchell Robinson had a born day on April Fool's Day. And I'm gonna take y'all back in the archive a little later on and have some plays for Mitchell Robinson for 2019 and show you the Mitchell Robinson that we hope can get back to this level that he was at. The man was a young man growing in 2019, 20, man. He had all that youth and athleticism and energy. Let's hope that we can get back to that, and Mitchell Robinson can really get into it, man, and hopefully come back to the Knicks in a little bit more better shape next year, a lot of more energy. Hopefully he get his payday and he can contribute to this team getting better moving forward. I'm really liking what I'm seeing from this team, man. I like the foundation that we have here. Let's keep it going, man. Let's keep it locked in and try to build this infrastructure and get it together, man. Yeah, me and you both, Charlie King, man. I think Saturday matinee should be the real deal. I think Knicks go into MSG today, and just let the young guys get it popping, man. Even though you're going to start Evan Fournier and Alex Burks, but I do want to see them young guys get in there and do their thing, man, and let them get that NBA experience the rest of these games out, and let them just continue to grow and build their confidence, build their camaraderie together with that whole group, and come back into the all season just work on your game, get better, and then I think they'll come out and be right, man. But I am looking forward to this game today. I think we go in MSG and knock these boys off. And I'm looking forward to, I know the children are going to be in the building matinee Saturday. You always got the kids in the building. So a lot of kids ain't in school. They're going to be, the garden going to be full of the youngsters today. So hopefully the Knicks can go out there and get the young kids in the garden tonight, something to be happy about before they go home for the weekend. But I'm looking forward to it, man. I'm always looking forward for a Knicks win. No matter what, I'm always looking for our team to win. I know a lot of people, like I said, might want to lose game so they can get lottery position. But with the presence of Walt Perrin, I don't even care what position. Because I think even though you might be in 11th or 8th, don't mean you can't move up. Your percentages, the chances are lesser, but that don't mean it can't happen. But you gotta build a culture, and the culture is about winning. And and that's what I want to see these guys do, man. Just keep trying to fight to win. Don't worry about 1 or 2 draft slots. That ain't gonna determine anything to me. Because like I said, Quentin Grimes was the 25th pick. So and he just one of the better guys in the draft to me. So we get it whatever we get it at. We take what we take it at. But the key of it is to build good character for a team character, and I think that's about winning. Don't never set losing for anybody. I don't care what you want to go. We don't set that nowhere. You want to always win and be at the best of what you could be at, man. And so let's not worry about the draft lottery right now. Let's just worry about these guys getting better and developing good habits. And winning is a good habit to have. When you develop good habits by winning, that take care of everything. So let's hope that the Knicks can continue these last 5 games with the growth of the young guys and winning some games. And let the chips fall where they may. Like I said, Cleveland, the New Orleans Pelicans, a 14 odds. I'm 14 picking the lottery, wind up getting Zion Williamson. And that's what they do, man. So let's hope that we can pull that same thing off somewhere, get in the top 4. Look at my man, look at some of them talents up there, Ivy, my man Smith, but there's some guys down in our range that's good too. Don't get it twisted. You got some good guys down in the draft that might be in the 8th to the 12th range that still can make a difference on the team. We got to see. We got Benedict down there. You got a lot of guys that might really contribute to what we're doing if they keep the pick. Who knows? Knicks might do something with Will and Dillard. I'm really love to see them try to go out there and get some of our guys off the books that we don't think are going to be a part of this team next year, and maybe we can package them to get some picks and then take them same picks, bundle them together, and get somebody who you really may need. Who knows? Or you keep them and you just keep growing with the rest of the young guys we got. But we got a lot of young talent down there, and you don't forget we still got the guy Farian Hunt down there on a 2-way deal. I would love to see him come up and play for the Knicks. That's the reason why I want the Knicks to kind of just let the young guys play. So let's bring Farian Hunt up. Let him get in there, see what he got on this level. That way you can evaluate whether you're going to keep him next year on a 2-way. So it'd be a good time for guys like Farian Hunt and these guys to get these minutes, man, for the Knicks to really evaluate these guys to see are they keepers, are they not keepers? Obviously with losing Cam Reddish, it hurt us from that. We won't get to see what he really can do the rest of the year, but I'm quite sure about it. By summer, he'd be ready to roll out, man. He just work on his game and come back into the training camp if he's still here and try to let the Knicks know that they need to keep him. He got 1 more year left on his deal that he's due for extension, him and RJ. So I think you're in a good place with that $5 million. Let Cam Reddish see what he could do, and hopefully him and RJ find a way to work this thing out and they stay here. Along with Obi and all these guys. I'm really looking forward to it. So let's really see where this thing gonna go. But real quick, man, let me take y'all back. Salute to my man Mitchell Robinson. Let me take y'all back to 2019, 2020 Mitchell Robinson season when the man was a young athletic juggernaut in the NBA. Man, his highlight reel was impressive. He was impressive. So let's go and look at Mitchell Robinson in his 2019 season and see why I'm so excited if he can get back to that level. But gets the Brooklyn Nets, Frank Ntilikina with the alley-oop. Smash. That's the Mitchell I want to see get back to right there. That was impressive. He go a point guard. He go Julius Randle, find him on the alley-oop. Boom. That's where the Knicks need to get back to with Mitchell Robinson. The kid was a phenomenal. He was a beast there. Frank getting in the lane, bounce passing Mitch, boom, right on Dedmon, right in his grill. Salute Mitchell Robinson. That's what I'm talking about. Offense rebound machine, which he is this year. Put back athletic Mitchell Robinson. Take that weight off and get back to what you do. Reverse dunk against the Detroit Pistons in the Garden. People going crazy. That's what I'm talking about. RJ with the alley-oop, Mitch over Milwaukee. Mitch 2019-20. There you go. That's my favorite play right there. Elbert Payton on Trae Young. Bang, wrap, game over. Yes, sir. That's what I'm talking about. That's just a contributor to Mitchell Robinson. Salute Mitchell Robinson. Happy born day, man. Yesterday, man. 24 years old. Well, he was a force when he in them days, man. I hope he can get back to that level with the speed and athleticism to get a point guard here who can get Mitchell Robinson that ball in situations like that and get back to pace running up and down the court and really, really show him what these Knicks could do, man. So salute to Mitchell Robinson. Happy born day, my brother. I hope all is well. Enjoy your day yesterday. I hope the Knicks resign you and get you back up in the building so we can really get it popping, man. I think we can use Mitchell Robinson next year. I really do. And I think he can be a force down there for the Knicks, man. Salute my man Frank Mato. Salute to the chat. D. Roz, Charlie King, King Ribby, everybody. Salute to y'all for coming in on this beautiful Saturday morning. Knicks got a matinee 1 o'clock game, man. We get it popping at the Garden. Go ahead and say we can beat Cleveland, man. You know what I mean? Yes, indeed, man. That's what I'm talking about. So let's get this Mitch thing resolved, New York. We need Mitch back in the fold, man. He makes a big difference for the Knicks down there at the center spot. And we can get back to that level right there, get us a point guard who can see things like that down the court. I think we got a good situation with that, man. Real talk, man. I'm excited about it. But the game in Cleveland today, man, it's going to be really interesting. Like I said, the matchup's going to be interesting because of the players injured. But I do think Mitchell Robinson eating on Kevin Love today. I think Obi Toppin against Davis, like I said earlier, Obi Toppin just got to play that sprint game, run up and down the floor. Ain't no way Ed Davis can keep up with with Obi Toppin in that game. So let's hope that Obi Toppin get in his bag and run up and down the floor, get some alley-oops, fast break points, get a couple of points in the paint, man. I think Obi Toppin should be able to have a double-double. I mean, these are double-digit scoring game today, 17 points or something of that nature. If he come out there and play with some energy like he always do. Obviously RJ and Okoro are going to be a good matchup. I mean, that's going to be interesting. Okoro's a good defender, but I think RJ bully balls on that level. Excuse me. I think RJ better could bully ball that situation there. And Darius Garland and Alex Burks going to be a good matchup as well. Garland can shoot him and get it with the best of them. Good point guard. Might about to get his bag. I think Cleveland's going to give it to him. So that means what happens to Colin Sexton? You can't get both of them the money. So I think that's going to be an interesting thing right there with that dynamic with them two, whether they're going to. If they sign Darius Garland for a max extension, Colin Sexton is out of here. So I think that's going to be interesting to see what Cleveland do. But for us today, I think that should be a good matchup for Alex Burks, height-wise. But he's going to have to keep up with the speed of Darius Garland as well. So, I mean, it's one got advantage, one got a disadvantage. So, Darius Garland might got him with the speed, but Alex Burks got him with the size. I think Alex Burks can use that size to his advantage. Evan Fournier, who been shooting the lights out up and down, but he been shooting pretty good from the All-Star break on. He had 30 the other day, but it was a negative 30 because he was giving up a little bit too much. But other than that, Cash, I know they was projected to play. I think Tibbs going to stick with the start. I would love to see. I would love that to be Deuce McBride and Quickly right there. I really would love to see them roll out Deuce McBride, Quickly, RJ, Obi, and Mitch. That's what I would love to see today. But obviously, I think Kid's going to go ahead and go with the rotation that we've been going with. But it would have been nice to see them young men get out there today and just had that start lineup to see what it looks like to get it popping. Then let Fournier and them come off the bench, get a couple of minutes, with Jericho Sims and them guys. But obviously, I don't think Tibbs going to do that. I think he's just going to stick to what he do. So I mean, it'll be interesting to see what happens anyway. But I'm looking forward to a good game at the Garden today, man. World Most Famous Arena Saturday, man. Sun shining, and New York City going to be lit. Everybody going to be out and about. So let's know 34th Street should be open, man. Pretty busy out there, man. So let's hope the Knicks give people a good matinee game today. Because I think we're gonna go in there and get it popping. So I'm excited about that. But other than that, man, like I said, Julius Randle out with the quad injury. He's resting out. He's not out for the season. He's just out today. But personally, I think you just need these guys out. After they got 4 games left, don't need to even bring these guys back. If anything, just rest them. Why are you going to take a chance of even aggravating even more or hurting it anymore? Just rest. You don't got to prove nothing to nobody. We know you're a 20-10 dude the rest of the year. You don't even need Julius Randle back here the rest of the year. No need for it. I don't think you need none of it. We're not getting in the play-in. No need to put 40 in them out there and risk injury and all that good stuff. Let no cats sit, man. Let these young boys get their burn. You know what I mean? Because I think we all looking forward to that. So we can learn out what these guys got and what they got going on and what they're going to get better at, what they're going to improve on going into the off season. RJ Barrett still looking at 20 points a game so far. I think he have a 28, 30-point game today. I don't think I have to worry about getting that 20 the rest of the season. I think he will. Yeah, Frank Montos, I'm pretty much on that. I'm on that train as well, man. I think not because of who he is or what he can do with the basketball. I just think that I would love to see him open up the minute for Obi Toppin and maybe get a legitimate point guard. If it's not going to be Manuel quickly, get somebody in there that can play that point guard spot, and then I don't have no problem with quickly in Grimes at the two guard in New York. If you get a point guard up in here and have Deuce McBride backing up somebody, and then you got quickly a Quentin Grimes holding down that 2 spot, I don't got no problem with that, man. Yeah, he will. He look definitely nice in there. No question. I mean, that, like we were talking about in the last stream, Frank, and when you put that trade scenario out there with the draft pick, Portland got 2 of them in there, and take that Eric Bledsoe and maybe Nasir Little, and move that for Randall and get them 2 first-round picks. They give us three top picks in the lottery: the 12th, the 11th, and the 6th. Man, you could build an infrastructure out of that thing with them picks, move some of them or keep some of them. And with 3 of them, you never know. A team might be listening. I'll give you the first rounder for all 3 of them. You just never know. I'll give you the 4th pick for a couple of them or something. So if you got the 6th pick and you got the 11th and the 12th, I think a team will be glad. To give you maybe the 4th pick for the 6th and the 12th. I think you can get that off. I ain't mad at that neither, especially with that aspiring. He can stretch the floor and do that. Absolutely. I talked about it earlier in the year, but the people that realize how good Kevin Love was playing this year. So that's why I thought about that Kevin Love trade with Randall. I listen, when you got an aspiring deal, a rebounder, a floor stretcher who can shoot the ball. I think he got championship experience, or you help the young guys out down here coming off the bench behind Obi Toppin. I wouldn't have a problem with Kevin Love being here, cash out James, real talk, for 1 more year behind Obi Toppin. And have him and Sims that means you got a veteran leader like him in the back and on the front court with Jericho Sims in the second unit, and then you got Cam Reddish and these guys back there with Grind. I think it'd be good look, KJ. So I don't have a problem with that. But salute to you, my brother.
Salute. Oh, talking about Kevin Love, that'll be the stretch 4 or 5 that we forever so needed. Right about now, if Kevin Love can stretch that floor for us, see what he's doing down in Cleveland, and he's a vet that won a championship. So why not? It's better than what we got in that position anyway, as far as stretching that floor that we need. So absolutely, Devon. Again, it's one of them things where this is year 3 of the Leon Rose and World Wide West experiment, and they struck out in year 2. Year 1 we passed. So it's like, you know what? Let's see what these guys can do. But I think their ambition is going to bring this team to fruition, where it's going to make the team way better this year coming up, because now we got an opportunity to really go get played. We see that this year year one worked with these players. Year 2 didn't work what we expected. Now we got to swing for the fences. So I'm looking forward to the end of the season. It's here now. So my question to you, Devon, is we're slated for number 11 pick right now at our current record right now, right? Do we lose all these 5 games? If we lose all these 5 games, does this help our draft out, like as far as the positioning?
I think he probably get you up maybe to the 8th, maybe the 8th pick, something like that. Between the talent between the 8th and 11th that worth sacrificing culture. I don't know. I don't think Tibbs would go for that. I think Tibbs, he's one of the guys who don't believe in doing that stuff. So unfortunately, that I think it was out of our hands. But I am a true believer in just winning, man. I don't believe in certain type of culture standards where you think it's all right just to fold it up and don't play. I don't want these young guys to have that mentality where you got to go out there and fight and scrap every day. Because I wouldn't even teach my kids that. You know what I mean? Even if you were playing, you teach say hypothetically, say, you know what, yo son, if you get a D on your report card, you might be able to get the scholarship. Hell no.
Nah, exactly.
Yeah. So I would say just play it out. And they might lose them anyway. I mean, you never know. I don't think necessarily that they have to lose them. They might lose them. But what I would do is play all the young guys, KJ. And then that way, if you lose, it's justifiable. You know what I mean? But I don't think they should just lose the game because of when you got Fournier and them guys in there. But now if you put the young guys in there, let them take the last 4 or 5 games, and they lose them, you see growth and development, I think I'd do that.
Right. And it's nothing's indicating that these young guys will give up that way because of the things that we seen on the floor for them. And again, they want to say, look, I want to be here. I want to be a piece of that puzzle. So of course, they're going to perform. Like no Julius Randle today. So again, it's one of them things is like, you know what? Let's see what we got again. All right, we playing for now we playing for pride. Play for the pride. Super's up for the summer league. Get ready for next year. But although, Devon, we own a 2020-22 pick right now. Along with the pick we're gonna get, man, I'm smiling from ear to ear because it's going to set us in a position to go get a top tier player. I'm thinking about trading, right? But the only way the Knicks make a big trade or something they see in the draft player has to be a top 3 pick, right? For them to go move up, right? Or a top 2 pick. For us to move up and pick somebody from the draft, I want a top 2 or top 3 pick, right? Other than that, let's trade that pick away or trade these 2 picks away for a star in Donovan Mitchell. I've been saying that I know reports been saying Donovan Mitchell, but a couple streams ago, I told you about Donovan Mitchell trade. Let's go get it. We got to swing high. Swing high, don't swing at all.
Yeah. I like that. If that trade was possible, I like that because I think Donovan Mitchell fits RJ's timeline. And I don't have a problem with that because even if you trade for him, he only had 3 years left on his deal anyway. So, he signed that extension last year. This year he played. So at the end of this year, he had like 3 years, $98 million. So you're talking about maybe 32 point something or 33 million a year to go with RJ. I do that because I just know that you got 2 guys for the next 3 years with the talent that we have down there and what we can bring in and make this team really special. So I'm hoping that they can do something like that. I think we're gonna upgrade. I really believe, KJ, that we will upgrade this team. Man, it might not be drastically, but I do think we will upgrade. I think Nerlens Noel, that $10 million from him. I think the $9 million from Kemba. I think if you keep Derrick Rose, if you don't, then I think if the Knicks can move some of these contracts, man, they're gonna be in a good spot to get somebody because they had the money. And like I said, you can sign RJ over the cap. It ain't like you can't sign him over the cap. You know what I mean? You have that. But even if you could still sign him within the cap, if you move a certain amount of contracts, he making $10 million this year. So even if you add $20 million to RJ's contract, which would probably be Fournier's contract, so now you done took care of that, and you just got to find a way to get Mitchell Robinson in, like you said. Maybe get one more cat up in here and see how it goes. But I think it's going to be interesting how they're going to have to wheel with DOKJ. They got a lot of stuff to think about. Let's see how it goes, but I think they're going to make the right decision, though.
You know what's going to be interesting, Divine? This is what these guys get paid for. This is what they get to pay big bucks for because there's a lot of storylines with this New York Knicks team right now. It's anxious. Which way they're going to go? What they going to do with R.J. Barrett and Cam Reddish? What they going to do with Mitchell Robinson? What they going to do with Julius Randle? What we going to do? We need a point guard. What's going to happen with D-Rose? So it's a lot of what are we going to do? And I'm really anxious for the ride because it's going to be interesting. And there might be some players that we're going to take back, and there's going to be some players that we may lose. But as Knicks fans, we just got to say, you know what? We got to roll. We got to roll with the punches because we're not in the front office. We're just up here on the stream talking to you from our perspective, what we want to see. However, from what I want to see is I finally want to see that star point guard in New York City. It's about time. We got to adjust it. That's the elephant in the room. Everybody been saying it for years. We need a star point guard. Bring that star point guard here, please. That's for me. That's what I want. Because a point guard will solve all the things. Now, we also got to make sure we have a nice backup just in case that star point guard gets injured. So we got to have that, and we had that in Deuce McBride and IQ. We have that here now. So I don't want to lose those two players, but star point guard is the key. We need that.
Absolutely. I think that should be the first priority. Is the first priority is to do that point guard situation, and obviously the draft, but also, like you said, what we're going to do with Randall, Fournier, and all these guys.
Yeah.
I just think that, you know, if you keep Evan Fournier, okay, that's fine. If you're going to keep, but I don't think he should be starting for the Knicks. I think we need a solid. I don't have a problem with Grimes starting because of his defense, and he can shoot the ball, but he could also stop the opposing guy from running amok on us. You know what I mean? In the first quarter. So then, yeah, even if Fournier get there to start the minutes, but I do think we should come in the game with Quentin Grimes at the 2. If we don't do nothing else, let him start the 2. Because, like I said, if he can hold the other guys down, keep the game honest with his defense, and then you got Fournier coming in off the bench if we keep him and let him just start shooting the lights out. You know what I mean? I would like to see him move, but I just think the inconsistency of $19 million and you're not good on the defense, and it kind of bothers me. If he was consistent all year, it would be a different story. But, you know, to have that inconsistency on offense and you're not a good defender, I just think the Knicks could do better there. And I think it kind of reared its ugly head too, KJ. Because think about it, when you had my man there last year, Reggie Bullock and them guys. At least Reggie Bullock, he didn't score a lot, but he wasn't scoring a lot on him. You know what I mean? Alpha Payton, he didn't score a lot, but you wasn't scoring a lot on him. And I think we missing that 1 and 2 position. We missing pretty tough. I mean, RJ now moving at the 3, but when you talk about man for man, let's just say Kemba Walker and Evan Fournier opposed to Alpha Payton and Reggie Bullock.
Right.
I just think we lost a lot on that end, man. We lost a huge amount of defense on that end of the floor. Offense, that wasn't no big deal because you had Randall there doing this thing. RJ was coming to his own, so you kind of had that. But I would like to see him go a little different in that starting lineup at the 1 and 2 this year and next year. But this year, going into the next season, I apologize for that. And just kind of upgrade there and to take it from there.
What former Knick point guard or just not guard or player would you bring back here right now between Porzingis, Frank Payton, Tim Hardaway Jr., Reggie Bullock? What player would you bring back? Would you be upset they bring one of those players back?
No, I wouldn't even be. I mean, y'all might think I'm crazy, but for him to have 1 year left on that deal, I wouldn't mind you bringing Porzingis back at the 4. I wouldn't even care because you're talking about Mitchell Robinson and Porzingis. So you everybody talking about we want to stretch big. There you go. You put Porzingis and Mitchell Robinson on the front line. Let KP operate from the outside in. Yeah. You know what I mean? I don't have a problem with that. I really don't.
So he has 1 year left on his deal. Porzingis,
right? Year. Yep.
And what's the deal for him? You know?
I think it's 30 something million. But you know, at the same time, you're getting rid of 117 million though. You know what I mean? You're getting rid of 117 in Randall, but you also only take it in 1 year. So you really only eating you saving pretty much 80 million off that Randall deal moving forward in years. So I wouldn't have a problem with that. But yeah, I mean, if I would bring KP back at the 4 in New York in a heartbeat.
Yeah, and you know what, D? I gotta say I agree with you. Again, low risk, high reward, maybe, and then 7'3" guy that can shoot, a little bit more mature. Second time back in New York City. We love taking second round times. Tim Hardaway Jr. Who else? It's the list goes on and on. How many people we took back to New York City? So again, it's one of them things where if he does come back, KB doesn't feel like he has to be the man anymore. Now, you know, when he was here, he had Carmelo Anthony. Now you got a young stud RJ Barrett, that's a star, a young team. So those egos, you don't have the same front office. It's a whole different front office from when KP was here. So if you bring the man back, guess what? That solves our stretch 5. Because let's say here, now we all talked about bringing a Miles Turner here, right? Now we paid him. You know, now you're talking maybe bigger money for that 1 year, 2 years. So I agree with you on bringing KP back. If for 1 year, I would definitely do that in a heartbeat.
Yep. And it just makes sense because, like I said, can you imagine a front line of Mitchell Robinson and KP, and whether it's Cam Reddish or RJ Barrett? Or even if you listen, even if Obi Toppin wind up popping in something, you can move him at the 3. Because I think people underestimate that you could play Obi Toppin at the 3. That's why I don't understand why they didn't do it this year before they. I've been listen. Yeah. Mitchell Robinson, KP, Obi Toppin, RJ, or Mitchell Robinson, KP, Cam Reddish, and RJ, or whatever. You know what I mean? I would do it. I don't have a problem with that because, like I said, our problem is going to be going forward is I'll be too small up front. The only 7-footer we got up front on the star lineup is Mitchell Robinson.
Right.
So when you're going up against the Dwight Howard and the ADs, the Brook Lopez and the Giannis's and Evan Mobley's and Jared Allen, you're going up against front lines that got 2 7-footers up there almost, man, and they making it happen. You know what I mean? Andre Drummond and KD. I mean, size. I mean, so I would definitely have a problem with it. But I think Sean Powell said Felton, but D Rose is still here, so I don't think you consider that an ex-Knick right now. But it's interesting, man. But yeah, that on your question, I would do that because I do think that I would sacrifice letting Emmanuel quickly be the point guard in New York to get a stretch forward here.
Right. I like that because if you think about it, right? Just say I'm throwing it out there, right? Next year we come in, right? Our starting lineup was I'm going with if we have Kristaps Porzingis on this team, right? Our starting lineup will be IQ, RJ Barrett. Now, Cam Reddish or Obi Toppin at 3, but I'm going Cam Reddish at the 3, KP at the 4 or 5, and Mitchell Robinson, right? And then you got a bench of Deuce McBride, Grimes, Obi Toppin, Sims. That's 4. I know I'm missing one more person there.
Throw a draft, one of the guys in the draft there.
Right. So my thing is you still keeping that core of Grimes, McBride, and Sims playing together. Again, that core will be together in Summer League. I know my dad talked about before with quickly playing Summer League, but I was like, you know what? He may play Summer League because don't forget, their rookie year, they missed Summer League. So this is technically to be their second summertime playing. Right. Do I think that Toppin and Quickly will play Summer League? I don't think so. But I think it's the young guys that's going to come in. But that's here nor there. But if we do something like that with that front line of KP and Mitchell Robinson, you got 2 guys that do something different. And then you could bring in a Sims off that bench with an Obi Toppin. So it's a lot of things we could go. But we do need that point guard. We need that guard here.
Yeah, absolutely. Yep. And I think they're going to address that one way or the other. Because I think that's where the season went. I think the Kemba Walker point guard situation, if Kemba Walker would have played the whole year and would have been semi-productive, it might have made a difference on our season. Maybe Alex Burks could have stayed at the wing. You would have had a traditional point guard there, even though he's a scoring point guard, but he still is a point guard. And I think it would have made a difference in his team this year. So going into next year, man, it's so many options there who we would pick, who we can't get. Let's hope the front office is out there already doing their due diligence. And they pretty much locked in KJ, and they say, find out but we're to our partner in crime in the chat, Shaw Powers. Working on the job, making it happen, making the donuts today, but he in the chat getting it popping with us. My brother Shaw Powers, salute my man. But I'm looking forward to it, man. And like today's game, I'm looking forward to it. I think it's gonna be a fun game today. Like we get to see Obi. I want to see the young guys get it popping today, KJ. Man, I really do, man. But that's for all the young kids who are gonna be in the garden today. No school Saturday. No school that day late night where they gotta stay out of school to do their homework. They got a whole weekend, so the garden will be back with kids today. The matinee Saturday, man.
The funny thing about this is we were the Cleveland Cavaliers of this year. It's ironic, right? Now we not playing for them, but Cleveland's playing for more positions. They got a nice little young team. They see what they could do. So it's going to be interesting with them because same thing make it happen to them next year. Like they can have that 1 year. The next year is like, man, we got to get more firepower. So I'm really looking forward to seeing how the young New York Knicks core match up against the young Cleveland Cavaliers core. Now these guys are a lot longer and taller, but so what? We hustle harder to me. With McBride and Grimes. Hopefully Grimes is playing tonight too, guys. But that Deuce McBride, he just does something, man. That's special on that court, and it's only gonna get better because the one thing you can't teach is defense. That has to be in you when he has that.
Yeah, and that's the reason why I want these guys. Hey, KJ, I got a good analogy for you. Just think about this here. Deuce McBride go up against Darius Garland today. What a test for him. Then tomorrow on a back-to-back, you got Cole Anthony and them, Markelle Fultz and all these guys in Orlando. So Deuce McBride would be able to go up against Darius Garland today to get that experience, to get the the bumps and the bruises. Hey, might get burnt sometime, but you might shut him down. But it's experience that he can gain from playing against a Darius Garland. So next year, when he see Darius Garland again, I know what you do. I know what you do. I know what you got. That's the reason why I'm happy for Obi Day. Granted, they not playing Evan Mobley them today and all them. That's fine, but it's experience these guys getting. So next year they gotta be comfortable going into next year, knowing that okay, you know what, man, yeah, I played my man at the end of the season. I know what his tendencies are, and that's what is important to me.
Yeah,
get these cats that time to play against these guys, man. Like I want to see Farian Hunt come up. Bring Farian Hunt up. He on a two-way. I think I don't know if the G League's still in it in the playoffs or not, but I would love to see Farian Hunt come up here and play the last 5 games with these young boys, Jericho Sims and all them, and get it popping with RJ and them, man. I would love to see that.
Right. Yeah, it's a test. It's a job interview for a lot of these young guys, especially if the young guys on the G League get a chance. Because again, Farian Hunt is a new guy we picked up, so it'd be great to see him with no Julius Randle today. Not saying he's going to play, but I mean, at this point in the season, I'm just trying to see where the team goes. I might even play some of the other guys, other guards that's on this team. If I know what we ain't going nowhere, so it's like, you know what? Play the young core, man. Julius may sit the next 5 games. Don't play because we don't know where he's going. And you know what, when we talk about Kemba Walker, sometimes I forget we had Kemba Walker on this team because it's been so long. Right? Do you remember the time you said, you know what? We should just sit Kemba Walker. You said this early on. Sit him and let the other guys play. And then when we benched him for all them games, it was like, how come Deuce McBride was it? So it's like how comes, right? Think about it, Knicks Real Talk family. We lost a lot of games on free throws. We lost at least 10 games on free throws right now. So imagine our record should be at least 10 more wins than what it is now on free throws. So let's not think this team was a bad team. We lost a lot of the games on free throws. It could have been better, you know. So
free throws, turnovers, and that had a lot to do with the turnover part. You would say like Julius and all these guys making these turnovers, but then the free throw shooting was abysmal. So I think we didn't lose the season because we wasn't a good team. If you go back and take the Kemba Walker, Derrick Rose, like I said, Nerlens Noel, can you imagine losing them 3 dudes alone? I mean, you talk about a defense juggernaut when Mitch wasn't fully ready to get totally into the game because he was still trying to get his health back. You had Alex Burke. You could imagine you had Derrick Rose give you 13 points a game or leading that second team or maybe even had to be the starting point guard for a few minutes. I think that was the big loss to us. And Kemba Walker, obviously, man, you thought he's going to come in here. We've seen Kemba Walker drop 44 points on somebody. You know what I mean? He had a couple of 20-point games, 30-point game, but it wasn't sustainable, though. So you're right, though. It don't seem like salute my man Fabian, salute my brother. But it does feel like you said, Katie, that damn, Kemba Walker was here. Like Nerlens Noel just got him $10 million. He just got $10 million for nothing, bro. Oh my God, that's the one that hurt me the most.
Hey, Devon,
can
you imagine? Look at all these guys. This is around the league. These guys are sitting home. Look at John Wall. Joe was sitting home making $44 million, man, for the year. Man, give me that job. Sign me up any day of the week for that job. Sit down 1 year. I can work on my craft and make $44 million. Come on, man. So same thing with these Knicks. Like, what's the one thing, right, that will really excite you going into next year if you find out if the Knicks did something as far as a player?
For me, it's 2 of them: Devontae Murray and Donovan Mitchell.
Okay. I
think Devontae Murray would take care of the point guard situation, and I think Donovan Mitchell could take the 2 guard spot and then allow Emmanuel quickly to be the point guard, because I think having Donovan Mitchell in the backcourt with him, because it makes up for any little bit of you think Quickly don't have. Because I think Emmanuel Quickly and a Donovan Mitchell backcourt 50 times better than Alex Burks and Evan Fournier.
Right. So same thing for me. It's 2 players. that would just really excite the hell out of me. Donovan Mitchell and Cat.
Yeah, facts.
Give me either or one of those players. Give me Cat or give me Donovan Mitchell over. I give both of them together. That's a double whammy. But
yeah,
one of those two, we need an impact player that can impact. I think, and they both. We talked about a point guard, but a nice stretch center like Cat that's giving you an all-star. Look what he's doing with Timberwolves right now. Like, that's giving you, the history with him and Tibbs. Like, give me that. He's a tri-state kid. Give me that guy. And a Donovan Mitchell. Give me either of those two. Or if you slip in a Damian Lillard, I'll be happy with that too. But I need impact players on this team now. It's too long that we haven't had an impact player. Now, is RJ going into that? Maybe. We don't know. But we need to roll the dice, roll it quick, and get somebody in here. Because I don't know how many seasons I could take with this going back and forth, inconsistency, and not knowing that we got somebody that's going to come every single night that can do this to you.
Yeah, think about this here. And I believe if you had a big three of Donovan Mitchell, Cat, and RJ, we will be in the Eastern Conference Finals. I think Cat, RJ, and Donovan Mitchell will be a young big three in New York for the next 4 years, 3 years, whatever. Will be impressive. And you still got Mitchell Robinson. You could put Cat at the 4 because he's that good of a 40-something% 3-point shooter. Now you talking about him, Cat, RJ, Donovan Mitchell, and I'm just gonna throw quickly in there. I don't care. It don't matter who the point guard is with that squad. But right. You got Grimes. If you can keep Grimes, and this hypothetically, guys, if you can keep Grimes and McBride, Cam Reddish, Obi Toppin, Jericho Sims, that team is legitimately straight for the next 4 years.
Right.
Rotation-wise, 3 years, 2 or 3 years, I think we could compete against anybody with that team.
It's what I'm saying, D. Look what we got. We got RJ. RJ can bring the ball up. So we always talk about point guard. But if we get an impact play in here, you always got a decent ball player in RJ Barrett that can handle that pill. Mm-hmm. So bringing impact guys because we're rolling the dice in every game that we play without a traditional point guard, a real live point guard, and we've been doing this forever. So it's time to break the mold, break the chain, and bring somebody in here that's impactful. Whether it's a center or point guard, we need the person here because we got an emerging star in RJ Barrett.
Yeah, and here's the thing I did a lot. Another thing we got to take into consideration. Salute to Julian, my man, Julian Blum. Salute, Julian, man. Appreciate you coming in today. Family right there, everybody, man. Salute to the chat. Shout out Powers, Fabian, everybody. But take this out. Here's the reason why, like Julius Randle and Evan Fournier, they're not clutch players. See, they're not clutch players. And I think that's the problem with me is that we need to bring a clutch player in here. We need a clutch dude to go with RJ. Because, when we get to the end of the game and you down 2 points, 3 points, who's going to be that dude to say, yo, give me the ball. I'm going to get this. Don't even worry about it. Just give me the ball. We don't have that in New York. We don't have it in New York, and we haven't had it since Carmelo Anthony. You know what I mean? Somebody can say, don't worry about it, guys. I got you. Give me the ball. Let me do me. RJ will be there one day once he get his shooting better because he done hit some big game-winning shot for the Knicks. But I do believe we need a star in here to go with this young core that can say, you know what, don't worry about it. I got you. Because you got to have closers, man. You know what I mean? We need a Mariano Rivera up in here. You know what I mean? We need somebody who can close it down. You know what I mean? And I think once we get to that level and get that one particular player in here who can close it down for it, I think that would be nice.
Absolutely.
I agree with you on that one, that cash out. I really do. Yeah, that's true. Hey, D-Rob, you're probably right. We probably stick with what we got. I wouldn't doubt it. I think we might just stick with what we got, go on the draft, and grab the draft pick. Maybe obviously we're gonna have to move Kemba Walker. No, I know Kemba Walker not gonna be here next year. So I think even if you just move Kemba Walker and Nerlens Noel and don't do nothing else and get your draft pick, I'm good with. I mean, it is what it is, but we definitely got to address that point guard situation though. So and no matter what. If you can take Kemba Walker, actually Kemba Walker and Nerlens Noel, and I'll give up one of our picks for Jalen Brunson. You know what I mean? Dallas will use Kemba Walker for 1 year on Aspiring. They're going to use Nerlens Noel to play the center behind with them for 1 year. Then they got their 20 million back. They had to give it to Brunson. They got Dinwiddie there. So let's say if you go Nerlens Noel, Kemba Walker, and I throw a first just to get Jalen Brunson, I have no problem with that.
Right.
Whatsoever.
And guess what, guys? We're not. If you look around the league, we not the only team, the worst team that's struggling. Look at them Lakers. I would not want to be in their position with all the players they got down there on the West Coast. And the East had a better record than West Coast teams this year anyway. So look at their situation, So and you look at ours, but we're so passionate as Knicks fans, and we're right. We have the right to be that way. Mm-hmm. It's like we of course we're going to criticize our team when things don't work out the way we thought it was going to work out because of what they did last year, of course. But I would not want to be in that LA situation right now because they got a lot of figuring out to do. But that's here nor there. This is the Knicks Real Talk fan base we talking about. We talking about Knicks Real Talk family. Get our New York Knicks back on track going into the 2023 year, Devon. And I just believe that even if we did keep the players around that we have now, I just don't know if the Knicks front office wants to go that route. Like say we get D Rose back, right? We know with D Rose would have won another 10 extra games with us. Okay. But this to be 3 years into the experiment with D Rose. And it's like, all right, man, you getting hurt every single year when we really need you down on the time that we need you to. Mm-hmm. Like right now, we could have used D Rose in these last 25, 30 games. We might have got all the way up to with Cleveland at right now. Mm-hmm. But our brother Shah's here. Shah, salute to you.
Just 2 seconds. What's going on, KJ? Salute to you. Divine, salute to you.
Brother.
The chat, you already know what it is. I just came in to say, give my good wishes, and I'm right back off and stuff. I took a quick little break just to say a couple of things, and that was it. Just a shout out to everybody. That's what it really is. And let's make Star J our closeout player next year.
Yeah, absolutely. I agree, man. If he can come in the offseason and work on that 3-point shot and get that,
yes, sir.
And them free throws, if RJ do the free throw shooting, get that 3-point shot and get that mid-range game around the bucket, he'll be nice. He could be that dude. And I agree with you, man. But Gad, the floor is yours, man, because I know you got to get it popping. So, Gad, man.
Oh, nothing super duper, man. I just hope, we could just make some moves tonight. I hope one thing that we do tonight is we run the young crew. I hope we shut down all the veterans, at least majority of the veterans, like the Randalls and the Fourniers. We might have to run Burks out there and stuff like that. But aside from that, let these young boys play 42 minutes tonight or something like that. Let them get off the court with their tongues wagging on the side because they need to get some burn tonight. I'm not super duper enthused if I see Randall tonight. I really don't want to see him. I don't. He's not playing.
He's out tonight.
Good. I'm glad he's not, man. I hope he reorganizes himself and get his mind right to do what he's going to do, because I think this is going to be a big year coming up for us with all these draft picks coming up. I think we may have a chance. There's a couple of things out there about Randall getting traded. There may be a chance that we can move him. But if not, we still need to pull ourselves together, make a couple of little drop-offs, and see what we could do in the next season and stuff. With that being said, to my guys, man, peace and love, man. I talked to y'all a little bit. In the chat, you know where it's at. I'll be right back in there.
Give me your predictions.
For the night, I didn't really do much, but I'll give you a quick one because I think the young boys are going to come out here and I think they're going to play real good. I think the assist level is going to be real high tonight. I think we're going to rebound pretty well tonight. So I'll put it. I think we'll have a better defensive game. I think Deuce will get out there a little bit and have a little bit of that ball stopping stuff that he does. So I'll do something like 106 to 98. I think they're going to try to keep them under 100. I don't know who's actually going to be out there for the opposing team, but I think no matter what happens, I think if we go out there and rebound, run pace, push that ball, run the pace, and get some assists. I think tonight we'll probably have another 25 or above assist ratio tonight.
Cool. Sounds good. Yeah. Pablo 0698, my brother at the job, holding it down, man. We in here all the time. Salute, Shop. Pal, appreciate you, brother.
You already know, man. I'll talk to you in a little bit.
All right, man.
Peace.
Yep. Peace. Yeah, man. It should. They don't have. Like I said, no Jared Allen, no Evan Mobley. I think they probably got, I don't know, Laurie Marketing at the 3. That's going to be interesting. RJ against Laurie Marketing, unless they put Randall on Marketing. I don't know. That's going to be interesting to see how that goes because that's a tall brother. But RJ could take that boy, make him go downhill and give it to him, KJ. So I would love to see RJ pull Laurie Marketing out of that 3-point line and then work downhill if that's going to be the matchup. Because I think Laurie Marketing probably would be at the 3. Unless they move him I don't know. That's going to be interesting. I think they start Kevin Love at the 5. From what I've seen, they start Ed Davis at the 4. Unless something changed within that. So we had to see how it goes. But I think we got some matches we could take advantage of, definitely. And I think Obi Toppin on Ed Davis. I think Obi Toppin gonna run Ed Davis' butt to the wheels fall off. So let's hope we get the pace rolling today.
Right. Salute the shop for coming in. I call that dedication. Knicks Real Talk family. Thanks for coming in. Also, Marketing was one of the guys that I was hoping the Knicks could have gotten free agency along with Kelly Oubre. So again, a guy that can stretch the floor. Defense is so, but another guy that can be impactful. Cleveland has a deep team, and it's a sleeper team because there's nobody in the Knicks fan world that predicted Cleveland had a record they have, just like they didn't have last year for us. So salute to them. But again, it's good to see that matchup with Obi Toppin and Marketing, or RJ Barrett and him to see what he does. I think RJ Barrett's going to destroy him, but again, these guys are tall, they're long, and they play basketball. So again, it could go either or, but the biggest key for me is seeing how our young core plays against Cleveland's young core.
Yep, that's what I want to see, man. I think, like I said earlier, McBride, Quickly, RJ, Obi, and Mitch. Then you could bring Fournier and them off the bench today. You know what I mean? Word bomb for real. You got to make sure these young boys get at least 25 to 30 minutes a day. All of them. What you got to lose? The season is over. The season is over. You know what I mean? No need to take a chance on hurting Alex Burks, which could be trade material. No need to take a chance on hurting Evan Fournier, which could be trade material. You know what I mean? No need to hurt Julius Randle, which could be trade material.
Right.
You know what I mean? I would love to see that young nucleus go out there and run up and down the court today. And just gain some experience, man. Just gain some experience. Take the bumps and the bruises. Take the bad with the good. I mean, they're going to have some bad moments, but they're going to have some good moments. But that's what you want to see because they want to get that confidence that they can go out there and compete. And I think they already got it. I think with Bride, he done played enough games to know, like, I really could do this. You know what I mean? So now we just got to get let him play enough minutes to get the consistency, like you always say. Let the man play the rest of the season to get 5 games of consistency. You know, sorry that Grimes went down because he made it, and that's another thing. We lost him for we were battling for that last playing spot. Think about when we lost him. Remember, we lost Grimes. You know what I mean? That was a big loss to us too for them 4 or 5 games, whatever he lost. That could have made a difference in the Knicks being in the play-in as well. But we got to keep it moving. So we definitely hope that he come back. But the all season gonna be big for the Knicks. Big off season for the Knicks. Biggest off season I can remember in years. In years, this is going to be a big off season for us. Because I think the front office is going to look to do something. I think they're going to look to make some changes, and it might not be major, but if they do, bringing the piece is going to help RJ Barrett and Caps move forward. The Julius Randle situation, Julius Randle going to be here next year, and hopefully he come back with a different mindset, a different attitude. You know what I mean? Don't lose your fire and desire, but be more calmer about the way you approach things and be more team oriented and get in there with these guys and show some love, man. If that's the case, if Evan Fournier coming back, which I'm not, I'm opposed to it, but if he come back, then hopefully he come off the bench, basically. So I will see how it goes. But it should be fun overall, man. Interesting all season. Draft picks coming up. We got some here. We're gonna wheel and deal. I know we are. The Kimball Walker situation, the elephant in the room. Nerlens Noel, I think, is the elephant in the room. Like I said, if you just move them two guys alone, that's $19 million. You know what I mean? That is Jalen Brunson money. If that's the only point guard you can see available that we got a chance of getting. Anybody else you gonna have to give a stitch to, other than Devontae Murray, who got 2 years left on his $64 million deal. Other than Devontae Murray and Jalen Brunson, anybody else like Carlos Sexton, we're gonna have to give him a max deal or as close to a max, because they're eligible for it. Unless you're gonna do some John Wall, Westbrook stuff for 1 year, who knows? But I think we got a lot of opportunity to do things. I don't know. I think Brogdon, I don't know about that. His money I don't feel that the money is necessary for me the way he stay injured. I don't want too many injury-prone players coming here. We're giving a lot of money to, but they're not playing. We don't want that situation. So we just want some guys who's durable and available. And even they might not be the creme de la creme, but that's why I like Jalen Brunson. He might not be a superstar, but he for the money that we giving him, I think he's worth manning the point guard in New York. He's a reliable player. Villanova, Jay Wright pedigree. He comes from a good school. Dad played here. Dad CA. Jalen Brunson is balling for the Dallas Mavericks. So with the presence now with the acquisition of Spencer Dinwiddie, we don't even know if it's necessary. For them to keep Jalen Brunson. So we'll see. But we got to have some opportunities. But right now, like I said, Jalen Brunson and McBride point guard situation. Quentin Grimes and quickly, I like them for a guard. I have no problem with them for a guard. Not a lot of size, but they all can ball though. And then you go RJ and Cam Reddish up there, Obi and whoever. It's a lot of things we could do if we move on for some of these veteran guys and put us in a good position to get some more young talent. I think if we could do that, I think we'd be in good shape. So I'm really interested to see it, man. How it go? You good? You clear, man?
Yeah, sorry about the technical difficulties. You know how
Wi-Fi way clearer now. I think the color is flowing now.
Hey, look, man, we on the phone. It is the Wi-Fi is crazy right now going on. But back to what we were talking about. Knicks Real Talk family. Knicks. It's a bittersweet moment. From the way we started at the beginning of the season, Devon, we always keep talking about that first game of the season when we were live in Madison Square Garden. Probably was the best game of the season. Double overtime game. Never been in an overtime game in my life. To do 2 double overtime games, started on 5-1. We thought we were back. We was talking about number 1, number 2, number 3, 50 game, But again, it's too excitement. So for me as a Knicks fan and a longtime Knicks fan, the Knicks got to swing hard, man. It was a disappointing season and then again, it's like we part of the broken record crew. We breaking the record. I'm tired of playing the breaking record role and to defend our New York Knicks right now. We really got to swing for the fences, man. And that's what I'm looking for the all season with our young core. Swing for the fences. And I do kid. One player I'm not trying to lose, RJ Barrett. Build around RJ. For me, I like Mitch too, but the one player I don't want to lose is RJ Barrett, which I don't think everybody else, hey, man, tradable, expand, do what you got to do to build a team around RJ Barrett. Because, again, RJ Barrett is only 21 years old. Again, we have to ask ourselves, when was the last time we had a young emerging star at 21 years old in New York City? That's averaging close to 20 points per game. Right now, in a short amount of time of his career, we haven't had that in a long time. Mm-hmm. And if we ever had it, I wasn't around for it. But I'm happy I'm here for it now, Devon. So stick to the plan, pick one direction, and build around this young man.
Yep, fast. And you know what? And you bring in if you do go swing for the fence, just as long as you bring in a play that fits their timeline. That's all. You ain't nothing wrong swinging for the fence. Just bring in somebody who fit the timeline is gonna make a difference. Right. And I think that's if you move to some of the guys we have. If Julius Randle gone, Evan Fournier gone, I think you could bring in a guy. I mean, what's interesting, man? These guys could play on other teams. They ain't like nobody wouldn't want them. Like I said, Fournier now, his contract is now down to about $38 million for 2 years because the last one is a team option. So really, he only got like $38 million on his deal. Right. That's movable. Even though Julius Randle just signed his extension, but he's talented though. He's talented enough that somebody would want him. Like I said, I could like Frank Mato said, I could see him going to Portland with Damian Lillard. You know what I mean? I could see that happening. I really can. You know what I mean? And you're getting back to 2 first-rounders and Eric Bledsoe's aspiring $19 million deal, whatever, and maybe not see a little. I don't have a problem with that whatsoever. I think that's a good move for them. I mean, Damian Lillard get a power forward who can help him, give him 20, 10, and 5 to replace. You got Anthony Simons there who probably he ain't gonna replace. I don't think he's gonna replace my man McCollum, but he can fill that void at that position. So now you got Anthony Simons, Damian Lillard, and Julius Randle. Now you got to do fit 2 pieces in there that can really plug in with them. They got a good team. You know what I mean? And then we get to move on from their contracts, get Obi Toppin and whoever else we may bring in. Like I said, I don't give what you bring Porzingis back. I don't have no problem with that. I really don't. So it'll be an interesting offseason for the Knicks, man. But first and foremost, we got to go down to the Garden today, win that game. Go up against Cleveland, be a fun matinee Saturday. All the kids gonna be in the building. MSG gonna be popping. You know, and they're gonna go in there in the World War Famous Arena and try to beat the Cleveland Cavaliers, kind of undermanned as well. We undermanned too. People don't forget how decimated we are. We've been decimated the whole year. A lot of teams got injured, but think about it, we've been decimated the whole year. Kemba Walker, Evan Fournier, Kemba Walker, Nerlens Noel, Derrick Rose, Quentin Grimes was injured a little bit this year. You know, so we lost some key contributors to our team as well this year, man. And I think that's a run of the reason why we're not in the play-in or the playoffs. It's because of the injuries. I don't have a problem with what they picked. I just think that the injury the injury bug hit us with the COVID thing this year. It messed up the continuity, KJ. I just messed up a lot of continuity this year. That team would have been healthy all year. I think the Knicks would be in there. I had no doubt in my mind they would have been in there. I think Nerlens Noel was a big loss for us, man, on the defense end of that ball. He was a big loss for us. And you can't underestimate what Derrick Rose, 13 points a game in that second unit was really doing for us. Put a lot of pressure on quickly number. They forced us to take one of our better second unit scored, and Alex Burks to put him into the starting unit. Right. And it kind of affected the second unit as well.
There was a couple things. Those two guys really affected us not up to our potential as far as consistency because of what they did last year, but also the whole Kemba Walker thing. It was bits and spurts of pieces that worked for the Knicks team this year with him as far as the point scoring, but the defense took, and a lot of people said that the defense is going to take it back when you got Kemba Walker and Evan Fournier. I mean, a lot of us didn't want to bleed that. We seen it, and hey, the people that said that, kudos to, salute to you, because you guys and girls were absolutely right. The defense took a back seat this year. Now, the positive part too is we got a chance to see somebody rookie. We got McBride and Grimes playing, and with a Cam Reddish, and we seen how that looked on defense, and that was very, very attractive. So now it's like, okay, we got those two pieces because we don't know what's happening with Cam Reddish. Now we add to that. This is what we did year 1, year 2 didn't work out. Year 3, it all merges. We're going for defensive-minded players that can put the ball in the hoop. That's what we got to be with this year.
Yeah, facts. Yeah, real talk. Yeah, man, the game is probably about 12 minutes. Oh, yeah, let me give a shout-out to my North Carolina Tar Heels tonight. Y'all go get it, man. We're on. Y'all already know. Come on, Tar Heels. I'll be watching y'all tonight. But, yeah, man, I'm looking forward to everything going forth in the season. I think we're in a good spot. I'm not concerned about the Knicks. I think we're in a good place. And we just got to hope the front office make the right moves in the draft picks or whatever they're going to decide to do. Whichever direction they go, just make sure they do the right thing and make this team better. They don't got to do too much. They got to, pick and plug, pick out, plug in. Not too many things. I think they'd be all right. They don't got to do too much reshuffling of the deck, like D-Rod said earlier. But we do need to, get a couple of players out, bring a couple of players in to make the team stronger, and let's see what these young guys are going to do moving forward over from here into training camp. I think these guys are going to be pop next year. I think you're going to see a different McBride. I think you're going to see a different grind. You're going to see a different quickly. They don't move them. Cam Reddish come back with a chip on his shoulder. And you got to remember, there's another reason why I'm pulling for the Knicks not to trade him, KJ. He's in an extension year. He's in a contract year. You know that man going to ball out next year.
Yeah.
You know Cam Reddish going to ball out next year. Knowing that he's in a contract, he's playing for a contract the next year. You're going to see Cam Reddish really go out there and shine, man, because he's going to say, listen, I'm trying to get my bag. So,
And also, D, this is the assignment of R.J. Barrett. Hey, R.J., we got your man here now. We got your man here. We got you who you want to hear. Now, is he going to put the work in? Because those internal conversations, R.J. Barrett makes sure his boy got it. We all see that coming from miles away because they got to build a team around him. Cam Reddish is going to be in the gym with R.J. every single day. Putting that work in, working on his jump shot, right? Coming out of Duke, to me, I thought Cam Reddish had a better jump shot than R.J. Barrett out of Duke.
Yeah, he did. He can shoot the ball, man.
The roles have reversed right now, right? I thought Cam Reddish had a great jump shot, but now we seen how it is there with him. Let those two guys play together. Let them two guys develop. Sky's is the limit for them. With the IQ and the Obi Toppin. Obi Toppin's jump shot has gotten better since the beginning of the year. He's making his 3-point a little bit more better. Free throws is decent, but he's a high energy guy. Now we want to see his other game. What's going to happen? To me, when you got those, and that's why I said, I think a big trade is coming, is because we got 7 and 8 young guys that can play defense and that can score. So my thing is, why now am I going to draft 2 more people that I don't know how they're going to sell it, unless they're those type of players or they're impactful players that can come in it. We never would know. But I'd rather take a chance on the 7 8 young guys I got than come in and draft 2 more guys and I got to fill them in. And we know how Tibbs going to do with the young guys. They ain't going to play. We need people that's going to play right now. Mm-hmm. So this is why I'm calling for one of the big trades. It's going to be a blockbuster deal that's probably going to shock the world again for New York Knicks. We need that feeling again, and we have the pedigree of young guys to do it. So make that happen, New York Knicks, please.
Yeah, facts. I think we do. We got the players. We got the aspiring deals. We got the picks. We could definitely pull something off. Like I said, especially once this playoffs is over. Now, let's say some of these teams who got some, like I said, I'm telling you guys, if the Utah Jazz flame out early, watch it. That's all I would say. Watch it. If they flame out early, watch it. You gotta watch that. You know what I mean? A lot of these teams, they flame out early, then they're gonna be like, man, they're gonna say, nah, this ain't working. I'm gonna tear it down. I want to get some aspirants in here. I want to get these contracts off the books. And what did the Knicks say 2 years ago? They say they know they're gonna wind up getting a disgruntled star. That was Leon Rose and them. They word them out. They're gonna kind of look at. They know they couldn't do too much free agent wise, but they know that they can find a team with a disgruntled star and make it happen. And they got options out there. So I can't wait till the season's over, because you don't know what's going to happen out here, man, the way this thing going. Let's say hypothetically Brooklyn find out panning out. Brooklyn Nets is in the bubble. And they're in the play-in. They are in the play-in. You know what I mean? That's why I said everybody can say we had a disappointing year. Just like everybody else, we had injuries too. But look at the Brooklyn Nets. They were picked to win it all. And look where they at. So that's why I'm not disappointed about the Knicks season. Trae Young them barely got in there. You know what I mean? So our season wasn't as bad as a lot of other people, so believe it or not.
And Devon, some people might say, well, they didn't have Kyrie, but you had James Harden for half your games.
Facts.
You had 2 stars. You had James Harden and Durant. So I agree with you. I'm with you on that. And look what they did compared to us. I'm like, in y'all the East. I mean, can you imagine James Harden and Durant on that current Knicks team right there?
Mm-hmm.
Come on, you hear where I'm going right here? If we have James Harden and Durant on the current Knicks roster right now, without Julius and other players, come on, man. We at least top 3. That's guaranteed.
Mitchell Robinson and Kevin Durant front line would have been impressive.
Come on,
man. That would have been crazy. You know what I mean? Stretch cat like that who could get it the way he get it. Oh man, and here's another thing. Like even like going to see everybody thought the Indiana Pacers were going. Look where they at. Remember everybody talking about Miles Turner, Brogdon, Sabonis. They thought they were going to be better than the Knicks. Look where they at. They down there too. You know what I mean? I tell you, the team who playing good surprised me is Washington with all the stuff they went through, and they brought Porzingis over there, and they competing. You know what I mean? So it's, a lot of teams. Not only the Knicks didn't have it that way either. A cash out, man. He said Keegan Murray and Jabari Smith. It all depends on what the Knicks do with their roster. For me, if you move Randall, then Jabari Smith and Obi Toppin probably be crazy up front.
Yeah, that would be crazy, Jabari Smith.
That would be crazy, Jabari Smith and Obi Toppin. That's some athleticism for you down there. But Keegan Murray can get it as well. I wouldn't be bad with either one of them. Knowing Tibbs with the rookie point guard thing, I've never seen him do that too much. You always think he need that savvy veteran point guard there, somebody. So it's hard to say. I don't know what Keegan Murray gonna be. Not that he's the point guard, I'm saying, but I got to go with Jabari Smith to catch out. That young man, he's gonna be a beast. He's gonna be a beast. I definitely would have to go with him in that one. But because I think he's got the NBA. He got NBA talent to come in here and make an impact out the door. I guess what I'm saying. Not that Keegan don't have NBA talent. What I mean is, what I'm trying to say is, I think that Jabari Smith can come in here and play off the door. Right. Play off the door. So, and we need to win.
That's what the Knicks got to figure out. What type of player are we? If we drafting a player this year, right? Go Duke. If we drafting a player here, are we bringing someone? And we don't know. Like that, it has to be that they have to know that the player they bringing in is ready to go right day one. Because again, we got we got about 7, 8 young guys that we got to mold, and we're trying to mold together as a team. And it's like, how many more young guys we gonna take? We need guaranteed players here. So it's one of them things where another storyline Knicks. When Knicks going to draft now, when they're going to draft, so it's a lot of things that can happen, and they're gonna bring the right play. But my prediction for the day, fellas, Devon, Knicks Real Talk family, I got a New York Knicks 110, Cleveland Cavaliers 99.
Yeah, I'm gonna go 115, 102. 115, 102. I think without Jared Allen and Mobley, Kevin Love is stretch the floor, hit the three, good rebounder. But I think he don't have the size to contain Mitch. He don't have the athleticism to hold Mitch down. Mitch gonna be double today, easy. I don't think Ed Davis, he can bang down in the middle, but he can't hold no Obi Toppin though. I don't think he got that. Hey, piece of guy. Hey, Nick P, you know it's all love, brother. You know that's why I had to throw that out there. This ain't the Julius Randle thumbs down. Right. This is just a Duke thumbs down. So, but salute to my man Nick P, piece of the guy. Appreciate you, Nick P, always, man. Real talk. But yeah, man, it'll be a fun game at the Garden, man. Let's get ready to go get it popping. The Knicks got a game tomorrow, man, back to back down in Orlando at Amway Arena, 6:00. Knicks Real Talk being in our pregame 4:30. Hopefully the brothers can get in, man. They're not tied up with the family and everything. We get in, KJ, we do it again. As always, man, it's always a pleasure keeping the fan base informed and dropping content with them, man. We appreciate you guys, man. I know it's a beautiful day. Everybody out and about doing their thing, man. So, it's understandable. But we always got to keep bringing everybody who engaged in here. We got to keep it moving. But I'm looking forward to the game. Knicks should get it popping. We'll see how that thing work out. Nick P said trade for Sexton all season. Hey, Nick P, what you willing to give him, man? You know he do for extension. Do you willing to extend him? What would you give him if we go for him? I like Colin Sexton, but I know he also eligible for extension as well. So that's where the money part comes in. It's pretty tough, knowing that RJ got to get his bag, and you might want to keep Randall and Cam Reddish. It's just so tough, man. They had to move a lot of pieces to get this thing right, though. Yep. But yeah, man. KJ, man, give me your last words, man. We get ready to get out of here and get ready to get this game popping.
Yeah. Devon, as always, thank you for allowing me to come on the platform, share the content. It's always good spending any day of the week, but especially on a Saturday with my brothers and sisters on Nick Real Talk family. Again, let's go New York Knicks. We diehards up here. Win or lose, you're going to get this content on Nick's Real Talk family. Please like, subscribe, share the page, Nick's Real Talk. Salute to y'all. Have a great weekend.
Yes, sir. Salute to my brother KJ, Shaw Powers. We here, man. Nick's Real Talk. We ain't going nowhere. You already know. Salute to the chat, man. Nick P, Cash Out. Julia, my man, thanks for coming in. Shaw Powers was in the building. Fabian was in the building with us, man. All the salute to the chat. We always got to keep y'all in there. D. Ralph was in the building, man. Let's go, man. New York, let's get this W. Charlie King was in the building. D. Ralph, King Ribby, Marvin Perspective from the other side. White Falcon. D. Nice, my man. Salute. Man. Salute to everybody, man. Thank y'all for coming in. Nick's Real Talk. Divine, KJ, Shaw Power. Y'all enjoy that game, man. We'll see y'all brothers tomorrow, man. Pre-game again, 4:30. We'll holler at y'all then, man. Y'all enjoy this Saturday, this Sunday. Y'all be safe out there. And enjoy that game, man. We talk to y'all later, man. Peace.
Peace out, y'all.
Peace.